Matthew chapter 10. The 12 Apostles. Jesus called his 12 disciples together and gave them authority to drive out the evil spirits and to heal every disease and every sickness. These are the names of the 12 apostles. First, Simon, called Peter, and his brother Andrew, James and his brother John, the sons of Zebedee, Philip and Bartholomew, Thomas and Matthew, the tax collector, James, the son of Alphaeus and Thaddeus, Simon the Patriot, and Judas Iscariot, the one who betrayed Jesus. The mission of the 12. Jesus sent out these 12 men with the following instructions. Do not go to any Gentile territory or any Samaritan towns. Go instead to the lost sheep of the people of Israel. Go and preach. The kingdom of heaven is near. Heal the sick, raise the dead, make the lepers clean, drive out demons. You have received without paying, so go without being paid. Do not carry any gold, silver, or copy money in your pockets. Do not carry a beggar's bag for the trip, or an extra shirt or shoes or a walking stick. A worker should be given what he needs. When you come to a town or village, go in and look for someone who is willing to welcome you. Stay with them until you leave that place. When you go into a house, say, "Peace be with you." If the people in the house welcome you, let your greeting of peace remain. But if they do not welcome you, then take back your greeting. And if some home or town will not welcome you, listen to you, then leave the place and shake the dust off your feet. Remember this. On the judgment day, God will show more mercy to the people of Sodom and Gomorrah than to the people of that town. Coming persecutions. Listen, I am sending you like sheep to a pack of wolves. You must be cautious as snakes and as gentle as doves. Watch out, for there will be men who will arrest you and take you to court, and they will whip you in their synagogues. You will be brought to trial before rulers and kings for my sake, to tell the good news to them and to the Gentiles. When they bring you to trial, do not worry about what you're going to say or how you will say it. When the time comes, you will be given what you will say. For the words you speak will not be yours. They will come from the Spirit of your Father speaking in you. Men will hand you over to their brothers to be put to death, and fathers will do the same to their children. Children will turn against their parents and have them put to death. Everyone will hate you because of me, but whoever holds out to the end will be saved. And when they persecute you in one town, run away to another one. I tell you, you will not finish your work in all the towns of Israel before the Son of Man comes. No pupil is greater than his teacher. No slave is greater than his master. So a pupil should be satisfied to become like his teacher, and a slave like his master. If the head of the family is called Beelzebul, the members of the family will be called by even worse names. Whom to fear? Do not be afraid of men then. Whatever is covered up will be uncovered, and every secret will be made known. What I am telling you in the dark you must repeat in the daylight, and what you have heard in private you must tell from the housetops. Do not be afraid of those who kill the body but cannot kill the soul. Rather be afraid of God, who can destroy both body and soul in hell. You can buy 2 sparrows for a penny, yet not a single one of them falls to the ground without your Father's consent. As for you, even the hairs on your head will all be counted. So do not be afraid. You are worth much more than many sparrows. Confessing and denying Christ. Whoever declares publicly that he belongs to me, I will do the same for him. before my Father in heaven. But whoever denies publicly that he belongs to me, then I will deny him before my Father in heaven. Not peace, but a sword. Do not think that I have come to bring peace to the world. No, I did not come to bring peace, but a sword. I came to set sons against their fathers, daughters against their mothers, daughters-in-law against their mothers-in-law. A man's worst enemy will be the member of his own family. Whoever loves his father or mother more than me is not worthy of me. Whoever loves his son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. Whoever does not take up his cross and follow in my footsteps is not worthy of me. Whoever tries to gain his own life will lose it. Whoever loses his life for my sake will gain it. Rewards. Whoever welcomes you welcomes me. And whoever welcomes me welcomes the one who sent me. Whoever welcomes God's messenger because he is a messenger will share in his reward. And whoever welcomes a truly good man because he is that will share in his reward. And remember this, whoever gives even a drink of cold water to me, of the least of these my followers, because he is my follower, will certainly receive his reward. Chapter 11. The messengers from John the Baptist. When Jesus finished giving these instructions to his 12 disciples, he left that place and went out to teach and preach in the towns near there. When John the Baptist heard in prison about Christ's works, he sent some of his disciples to him. "Tell us," they asked Jesus, "are you the one John said was going to come, or should we expect someone else?" Jesus answered, "Go back and tell John what you are hearing and seeing, that the blind can see, the lame can walk, the lepers are made clean, the deaf hear, the dead are raised to life, and the good news is preached to the poor. How happy he is who hears, not doubts about me." While John's disciples were going back, Jesus spoke about John to the crowds. "When you went out to John in the desert, what did you expect to see? A blade of grass bending in the wind? What did you go out to see? A man dressed up in fancy clothes? People who dress like that live in palaces. Tell me, what did you go out to see? A prophet? Yes, I tell you, you saw much more than a prophet. For John is the one of whom the scripture says, 'Here is my messenger,' says God. 'I will send him ahead of you to open the way for you.' Remember this, John the Baptist is greater than any man who has ever lived. But he who is least in the kingdom of heaven is greater than he." From that time, John preached his message until this very day. The kingdom of heaven has suffered violent attacks, and violent men try to seize it. All the prophets and the law of Moses, until the time of John, spoke about the kingdom. And if you are willing to believe their message, John is Elijah, whose coming was predicted. Listen then, if you have ears. Now to what can I compare the people of this day? They are like children sitting in the marketplace. One group shouts to the other, "We played wedding music for you, but you would not dance. We sang funeral songs, but you would not cry." John came, and he fasted and drank no wine, and everyone said, "He has a demon in him." The Son of Man came, and he ate and drank, and everyone said, "Look at this man, he is a glutton and wine drinker, a friend of tax collectors and outcasts." God's wisdom, however, is shown to be true by its results. The unbelieving towns Then Jesus began to reproach the towns where he had performed most of his miracles, because the people had not turned from their sins. How terrible it will be for you, Chorazin! How terrible for you, Bethsaida, if the miracles which were performed in you had been performed in Tyre and Sidon long ago to the people. There would you have put on sackcloth and sprinkled ashes on themselves to show they had turned from their sins. Remember then that on the judgment day God will show more mercy to the people of Tyre and Sidon than to you. And as for you, Capernaum, you wanted to lift yourself up to heaven. You will be thrown down to hell. If the miracles which were performed in you had been performed in Sodom, it would still be in existence today. Remember then that on the judgment day God will show mercy to Sodom than to you. Come and rest. At that time Jesus said, Father, Lord of heaven and earth, I thank you because you have always shown to the unlearned what you have hidden from the wise and learned. Yes, Father, this was done by your own choice and pleasure. My Father has given me all things. No one knows the Son except the Father, and no one knows the Father except the Son, and those to whom the Son wants to reveal him. Come to me, all of you who are tired from carrying your heavy loads, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke and put it on you, and learn from me, because I am gentle and humble in spirit, and you will find rest. The yoke I will give you is easy, and the load I will put on you is light.